one of India's largest events dedicated to literature and writing, is hosted every year in January in the city of Bhopal in central India. Dr. Meera Dass and Raghav Chandra, both founder members and active leaders of the event, invited Dr. Sara Keller and Professor Susanne Rau to the 2024 edition of the Bhopal Literature and Art Festival in order to contribute to the inspiring talks on conducting research and writing. The 2024 Bhopal Literature and Art Festival took place in the celebrated Bharat Bhavan, the multi-arts complex center of Bhopal, built by Charles Correa in 1982. This grand venue not only is an inspiring place for art and culture, but it also connects visually with the large Bada Talab or upper lake of Bhopal. This extraordinary setting couldn't be a better invitation to speak about water places and to recognize the cultural continuum between people and the environment, one of the main objectives of the Bhopal Literature and Art Festival. In the inauguration session of Day 1, the recent book of Sara Keller, Genesis of an Indian City, has been inaugurated by the dignitaries of the festival. This was the occasion to shortly present the book and its historical analysis of the urban and architectural history of Ahmedabad, the historical capital city of Gujarat and the first World Heritage City of India. Ahmedabad's heritage is particularly famous for the so-called pole, the urban neighborhood with narrow lanes, rich havelis and lofty carving. Yet, Ahmedabad's history cannot be reduced to the pole. The monograph by Sara Keller demonstrates the multiple layering of historical events and monuments, and it shows how a detailed architectural study can help reconstructing an enormously rich and long urban history.
Thank you so much, respected dignitaries. Dear Meera, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm a little shy in front of such a great audience and such remarkable authors that are invited there in this festival. It's really my honor to be here today with you, and I'm really going to enjoy your company. Thank you also for selecting and presenting my book. It's a very long story. It's a history on the city of Ahmedabad, where I landed first when I came in India 20 years back. Now that I look at the poster of the festival, I just realized that it's exactly 20 years back. I was invited here because the French government and the Indian government were having a tie-up. It was a pioneer project for heritage, to develop heritage programs to help people developing, restoring their whole houses and understanding their history a little better. So I worked with my Indian colleagues for several years, walking in the street of Ahmedabad, taking measurement, drawings, photographs, etc. And this is now after 20 years that this book could come out. You will see there are lots of plans and drawings and explanations about all the different monuments, the urban fabric of Ahmedabad. And in this process, I discovered the rich history of the city, not just the rich heritage of this wonderful architecture, but also the rich history of the city. And you know, today we are used to say that, okay, we are living in this world today, and there is the world of today and the world of the past. But looking at Ahmedabad, I understood that it's not just one world of the past. There are multiple pasts. There are multiple layers, and the city is having a long history. The city evolved in the course of time, starting from a small city, growing to what it is today, the capital of Gujarat. And it was really a discovery for me. I also saw that there is so much to be done yet. Today, we are very lucky to have also with us Professor Dr. Susanne Rau, who is my mentor and one of the leading specialists of urban history altogether globally. So if you have some question about urban history or architecture, please take the opportunity to go and ask her. She's just here for a few days for the festival. And yeah, after listening to your wonderful speech, I'm just waiting to see something like this in Bhopal, because it was my first encounter with Bhopal yesterday, and it's such a wonderful city. There's so much to be discovered yet and described yet. So I would like to encourage you all to look into it, look at this wonderful architecture, all the places, the urban fabric, the urban practices, what makes the city such a lively and a vibrant place today. So thank you very much again.
In the afternoon, Meera Dass organized a session with Sara Keller and Susanne Rau on meaning of water places in past urban centers. Archaeologist Meera Dass is a specialist of early Buddhism in central India. She had been invited in 2021 to be a fellow at the research group Religion and Urbanity and to share her immense knowledge on pillars and urban structures in Besnagar near Sanchi from the 2nd century BC to the 7th century CE. Susanne Rau presented her joint research group Religion and Urbanity Reciprocal Formations at the Max Weber Center in Erfurt, Germany. She also introduced the research project of Sara Keller on water places in historical India and how it contributes to the better understanding of the urban life in past India. Sara Keller then presented her research project with a PowerPoint presentation focusing on the stepwell, an iconic urban water place in the Indian subcontinent. The highlight of the presentation was a 3D reconstruction of the Sevasi Vav, a 17th century stepwell of Baroda. This detailed study shows the multifunctionality of the stepwell beyond simply supplying water, which makes it an essential element to understand the urbanity of pre-modern India. We invite you to check our blog to find publications and posts on the activity of our research group, Religion and Urbanity, as well as on the individual research work by Dr. Meera Dass, Professor Susanne Rau, and Dr. Sara Keller.